During the 1960s, international air travel exuded an aura of opulence and sophistication that seems elusive in today's aviation landscape. Elegantly attired stewardesses adorned in designer uniforms catered to passengers' every whim, while onboard entertainment often featured live performances such as music concerts or fashion displays. Back in 1960, a round-trip ticket from New York to London via Pan Am commanded a price of roughly $550, which would equate to between $4,000 and over $5,000 in today's inflation-adjusted dollars. Similarly, a round-trip journey from Los Angeles to Sydney aboard Qantas Airways in 1967 could set you back around $1,200, equivalent to over $9,000 in today's currency. Meanwhile, a round-trip ticket from New York to Tokyo on Japan Airlines in 1968 might have been priced at approximately $830, translating to nearly $6,300 in today's monetary value. In the 1960s, a domestic flight could set you back approximately $200, which, adjusted for inflation, would be around $1,700 in today's dollars, reflecting the elevated status of air travel during that period. Similarly, transatlantic flights were considered a considerable investment, typically within reach of the affluent elite. This was an era where boarding a plane was akin to attending a formal event, often demanding attire of sophistication and elegance. However, the 1960s marked a pivotal period of transition. With the onset of the jet age, air travel underwent a rapid evolution, becoming swifter and more efficient. This ushered in a surge in passenger numbers and paved the way for a trend towards more accessible air travel. Indeed, the groundwork laid during this decade laid the foundation for the sweeping transformations that characterized the 1970s and beyond, cementing air travel as an indispensable component of our global transportation network. In the romantic era of American history, captured in old photos and cherished for its nostalgic allure, life in the 50s and 60s epitomed bygone luxury in air travel. A time where a flying piano bar graced the skies, painting the clouds with melodies, creating an unparalleled and exquisite experience. Airplane dinners embraced the elegance of royalty, transforming the act of dining into an affair befitting the most discerning palates. In those golden years, passengers were not confined by tight spaces, and instead relished ample legroom to recline and savor the journey. Air travel was a depiction of opulence, where comfort and space reigned supreme over the race to cram in as many seats as possible. Seat measurements reflected this grandeur, stretching between 36 to 40 inches, a stark contrast to the mere 28 inches found in modern aircraft. One of the most cherished features of this era was the culinary experience aloft. Savoring gourmet meals on an airplane mirrored the refined elegance of high-end restaurants, offering an exquisite touch to the journey from point A to point B. In the era of American history captured in photos, vintage aircraft represented a luxurious age of air. During this golden era, passengers were treated to multi-course feasts by skilled chefs, featuring such as carved roast beef or turkey. Everything was served on fine china with real silverware, enhancing the luxurious experience aloft. Olympic Airways even adorned their first-class cabins with gold-plated cutlery. Furthermore, this chapter of American history also reflected an elegant fashion show in the sky. Passengers and crew members alike dressed in their finest attire, akin to a prestigious event. Common sights included men in suits and ties, and women adorned in elegant dresses and hats, enhancing the grandeur of air travel. Flight attendants, known as stewardesses at the time, wore eye-catching uniforms designed by top fashion houses such as Christian Dior and Chanel, further emphasizing the sophistication and glamour of the era. During the 50s and 60s, air travel emulated a glamorous and memorable experience, symbolizing a stylish form of fashion and entertainment. Aeronautical fashion shows were indeed held by some airlines, showcasing the latest trends mid-air. The presence of live piano music during flights added to the overall allure. In the 1970s, first-class sections resembled luxury lounges, featuring cocktail bars and electric organs, fostering an atmosphere of sophisticated entertainment and relaxation, an image epitomized by American Airlines economy class piano bar in the rear of their 747-100 cabin. The disembarkation process in those times, achieved using air stairs, allowed passengers to experience the tarmac directly, offering a more personal connection with their travel. These air stairs also played a historical role in 1971 when hijacker D.B. Cooper made his daring escape by parachuting from the back of a Boeing 727. Furthermore, the architectural influence on aircraft interiors was significant. The design of airports and planes reflected the era's aesthetics, with innovations like spiral staircases on board, symbolizing the artistic evolution within aviation. The Boeing 747, introduced in 1970, was more than just a plane. It represented a masterpiece of engineering and artistry, encapsulating the luxuriant spirit of air travel during that time. Additionally, mainstream air travel found itself interwoven with the glamorous world of Hollywood, and celebrities often graced the first-class cabins of international flights. Passengers, including stars such as Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor, and political figures reveled in the serenity and sophistication of luxury air travel. Overall, the era of the 1950s and 60s epitomized a grand, luxurious air travel experience. From the opulent interiors to the exquisite culinary offerings, every aspect of flying was designed to provide an elegant, refined, and leisurely journey through the skies. The era of the 1950s and 60s redefined air travel as a posh and sensational experience. Airlines went as far as hosting impromptu fashion shows on board, turning the aisles into a runway. Imagine the novelty of live piano music serenading passengers as they cruised through the clouds. In the 1970s, first-class sections on airplanes resembled chic lounges, replete with cocktail bars and pianos, allowing passengers to mingle, unwind, and savor a drink in a refined setting. These lounges were not outfitted with traditional grand pianos, but rather with electric Wurlitzer organs, setting the stage for a sophisticated in-air gathering, where travelers could relax, socialize, and even join in to sing along with the onboard pianist. Notably, American Airlines featured an economy-class piano bar at the rear of their 747-100 cabin, bringing the joy of live music to a wider range of passengers. Before the invention of jet bridges, passengers would often disembark from airplanes using air stairs or a mobile stairway. Offered them a unique opportunity to experience the tarmac firsthand. Feeling the breeze and gaining a close-up view of the airport as they descended. Air stairs were a common feature on various aircraft, including the iconic Boeing 727 and the McDonnell Douglas DC-9. These air stairs provided a level of self-sufficiency separate from ground services, and were particularly practical at smaller airports that lacked advanced infrastructure. The early days of commercial aviation witnessed remarkable fusion of architecture aircraft design. The aviation aesthetics extended the skies, leaving its mark on the design of airport terminals. One example is the T-terminal at JFK Airport designed by Eero Saarinen, which strikingly resembles a bird in flight. Moreover, the introduction of the Boeing 747 in 1970 signaled the beginning of a new era in aviation design. This iconic aircraft featured a distinctive double-decker with a spiral staircase connecting both levels. With a seating capacity of over 500 passengers, the 747 functioned as a work of art, bridging the worlds of engineering and design. The role of flight engineers in early aviation history was equally significant. Operating intricate systems and monitoring engines, these professionals played a crucial part in managing the complex array of systems present on early aircraft. While not pilots, flight engineers were responsible for overseeing the aircraft's critical functions from a specialized control panel, ensuring a safe and efficient flight. Flight engineers of the past collaborated closely with pilots, especially during critical like takeoff and landing, ensuring seamless operations. In the earlier aviation era, larger aircraft couldn't take off without them. However, owing to modern technological advancements, computers have largely assumed their responsibilities. The final major U.S. passenger airline that employed flight engineers was Northwest Airlines, retiring their last planes with engineer stations in 2009.